Hi muckers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing very well. I know that a lot of you are picking up on this new era that we're in, is what people are calling it, of me literally posting so much on my YouTube channel. By the way, I have just kind of found like a new way of recording videos that's like really exciting for me, which is this more relaxed version of researching things and then giving it to you. So let me know what you're thinking of this style, by the way, because it honestly has just kind of re-sparked this just passion for talking again. This is how I used to make videos on my YouTube channel. I used to, post multiple videos on multiple different topics a day. By the way, sorry, I look like a drowned rat. I literally did just get out of the shower. And I'm kind of feeling like that again whenever I was back in 2020, pumping out the content, really just enjoying talking and the comments being engaging in little different topics. I'm really having fun right now. And also another reason is because whenever I'm on tour and I'm traveling, it's really hard to kind of keep up to date with videos. And I was touring for the last couple of weeks and I, very much so neglected my YouTube channel. So I'm just making up for it right now. We leave for Phoenix, I think tomorrow. And so that's going to be exciting. But anyways, today I want to continue with the little series that I have just randomly decided to make. By the way, another piece of context is because I'm traveling so much, that basically means that I'm having a lot of time at airports and planes, and I've really been distracting myself by throwing myself into kind of researching different topics that I want to make videos on. And today we're going to be doing one on the rise and fall of Gabbie Hanna, her career, how it started, what were the big moments, what went wrong, where are we at right now. I've got everything. I did one of these on Ruby Frankie and I did one of these on James Charles, and people are impressed by how we're like doing them in under like 20 minutes. This is why I kind of enjoy making these videos. They're very straight to the point. I give you the commentary and they just feel like fiery and fun. So yeah, I'm loving going through all this. So this is what I was able to detail: the rise and fall of Gabbie Hanna. So Gabbie Hanna obviously started on Vine, and that really was in 2013. In 2013, which by the way was probably my favorite year of my life thus far. 2013 to me is peak nostalgia, and it just brings me back to like the music of the time: Miley Cyrus bangers, Selena Gomez, Stars Dance. Like the pop girls were pop girling, and the air was so fresh, and there was just a lot of happiness in the world, and the YouTube culture was completely different. Social media was definitely not what it is right now. We weren't bombarded with like AI bots everywhere. It was pleasant. It was pleasant. And I was also like 11 years old in the world, had a lot less responsibilities back then. And clearly they did for Gabbie Hanna too, because she joined Vine and blew up, and she got over 5 million followers. In 2014, this was whenever she pivoted from Vine to YouTube and created The Gabby Show. And she was one of the only Vine stars from the time of Vine being huge and when it shut down that successfully made that jump to YouTube. Whenever Vine ended, if some of you weren't around for it, oh my God, when Vine ended, every single creator became a YouTuber, and 90% of them weren't able to bring over the like 6-second personality to long form content, and a lot of them really died out. But people like Gabbie Hanna were able to really get in on that market and monetize on it and blow up on a different platform as well. So she was very clever with that. And also around this time, she became a part of the Vlog Squad, which again, big YouTube entity that, had crossover from Vine, and these videos were huge. Therefore, Gabbie Hanna was in these videos and it boosted her own social media. So Gabby was killing it on YouTube as well. A big thing to note though is her involvement in the Vlog Squad makes me really sad, because again, evil David Dobrik, all the jokes were about her looks, about her weight, and it definitely seemed like Gabby didn't even want to be there, but obviously was doing it to boost her career, which, no judgment. That's the entire Vlog Squad concept. But it wasn't a great time for Gabby, I would say, from the looks of it, but she was killing it on YouTube, which was very hard for people to make that crossover. Now, I find a random fact that she won Dance Showdown season 4 in 2015, and in 2017 was whenever she released her debut single, Out Loud. We all know it. We all love it. And it debuted at it didn't debut, but it hit number 30 on Billboard's digital songs chart. So her first song charted. She seemed very passionate about music. Little did we know the music that would be force-fed to us down the line. And here's one thing I will always say about Gabbie Hanna, right? and I say this every night on tour, she has some bangers in that catalog. There are some songs from Gabbie Hanna that I really, really, really enjoy listening to. It's just the way that she force feeds us the music can sometimes get really fucking irritating. But this was the start of Gabbie Hanna, the musician era. So I think she successfully went from Vine to YouTube and then thought that she could successfully go from YouTube to like mainstream singer as well. But obviously that didn't work out. So then we go on, and it's great that her first song debuted as well. You know, that's a big deal. She had a very strong fan base. Well, not strong enough that it only hit 30, but you know what I mean? You get the point. People were buying it. So in 2017 also was when she showed us she was a triple threat. She released her first poetry book, oh my God, I always fuck that word up. Adultolescence. That title always fucks me up. Adultolescence, and it became a New York Times bestseller. It was her first poetry book, so now Gabbie Hanna was becoming a tortured poet. So she was releasing music, she was releasing poetry. If one thing I'm going to give it to her, she was working. She was working when she first, really blew up on YouTube. And you know what? I'm not going to hate the grind. But unfortunately, we had to live with the consequences of the art that she was putting out there. So in 2017 to, I would say 2019, when the feuds started to really happen and the backlash and the controversies of it all, I would say that this was an interesting in-between stage for Gabbie's career. I think she started to kind of fall off a little bit. 2018 was when we had the monster meme of her on the Genius video where singers will come on and talk about their lyrics. We had Gabbie Hanna coming on and describing in detail her song Monster, and this is something we watch every night on stage during my show, and it's my favorite part of the show. She is the Bob. She is being so serious, describing, like, what if I'm the monster? And she's making it this big fucking deal. And she also blows the mic out, and they have to switch to a different studio mic, so the audio sounds really weird in the video and makes it just sound like Gabbie Hanna is screaming instead of singing. This becomes a huge meme online. If anyone remembers the internet during this time, it was a huge, huge, huge meme. And Genius as well were they were making a lot of money on people loving the meme as well, which basically meant that Gabbie thought that she should also make money off of the meme, which, again, like, is there anything wrong with that per se? No, but this was really the first moment that Gabbie Hanna lost the general public. And how to describe this is, when the monster meme was going on, people were laughing at Gabbie, but they didn't not like Gabbie. They had no reason at this stage for the general public, in a lot of people's eyes who weren't like chronically online, to like not like Gabbie Hanna. The meme was funny, they made fun of her, but it was very, very, very surface level, okay? Until Gabbie Hanna releases merchandise of the meme. And now, one thing the internet does not take well to is the person that they're laughing at starting to laugh with everyone. It was kind of like when people were making JD Vance memes, and then he made one of the memes, and then everyone who made the memes were like, oh, it's not funny anymore. Like, you think it's funny. This was exactly what happened with Gabbie Hanna. Oh, let me let the siren pass. It's the police coming to arrest Gabbie Hanna for her poetry. I actually don't know if that's a fire or police. I can't tell the difference. So again, the internet did not take well to Gabbie selling this merchandise. It felt very cringy in the moment, and people started to really turn on Gabbie Hanna, and this was when people started to not like her. Which again, like, a meme's being made about her, other people are making money off of it. Like, yeah, she's allowed to make money off of it, but the internet just don't work in that way, and people started to really not like her. Also, she released a debut EP during this time as well, and I think her song Medicate was on it. And then that brings us to 2019. Obviously, whenever she made the merch for Monster, people were already starting to not like her, and then the feuds started, and they just kept on coming. So one of the first major feuds is with, sorry, I'm so itchy today, is with Trisha Paytas, okay? And this feud, if you remember it, is part of internet herstory. In 2019, Trisha accused Gabbie of spreading STD rumors about her to her then partner, Jason Nash. So Gabby was being accused by Trisha Paytas very publicly of telling her partner, Trisha's partner, that she had STDs. Now, this became a year-long back and forth. And it only stopped being brought up a year or so ago. It was a big, big, big controversy that lasted a long, long, long time. But I would say that even though it lasted from like probably the entirety of 2019, all of 2020, and a big majority of, the start of 2021, I will say that Gabby was getting involved in other controversies that it kind of pulled the attention away from the Trisha thing, and Trisha had kind of started to move on at this stage and not bring it up as much because she was on Frenemies. But then Gabby decides to, this was one of the weirdest things, Gabbie Hanna, who preaches all the time that she doesn't want to be involved in drama, in 2021 decided to do a series deep dive where each episode was talking about a controversy or person she has had a feud with and basically addressing it head on and telling her side of the story. And if anything, it was just incredibly manic, it was incredibly unnecessary, and it made her look like a drama-hungry person. And that's coming from me. And all the people that she, made these videos about ended up speaking up about her one by one. Trisha, Joey Graceffa, Daniel Prada, and Rosanna Pansino. Like, it really didn't work out well for Gabby, and people started to hate her around this time, okay? So, again, Trisha then brings up the STD things again because Gabby brings it up in an entire episode years later, like 2 years later, okay? So not a great move from Gabby, and she ended up deleting all these videos anyways, so what was it worth? Just killing more credibility. Jessie Smiles, another huge, huge moment in Gabby's career. Obviously, we all know it, and we all talked about it, and I'm forever on Jessie's side with this, as I think everyone is and should be. But again, there was a big feud between Gabby, associating and all the rest with Jessie's, abuser, Curtis. And it, again, went on for years with this back and forth, mainly always brought up by Gabby, may I add, as well. But then in 2021, this is when we get the leaked call between Gabby and Jessie talking about this, an incredibly emotional call on Jessie's behalf that shouldn't have been posted, gets posted online, and Gabby then makes a huge video about Jessie in this exposed series, which obviously Jessie responds to. Backlash is immense, and again, another situation of Gabby reigniting a situation where she's in the wrong, and then obviously she gets backlash from it, and then she just deletes the video. Like, it almost was at a certain stage, she was like self-sabotaging. And again, always on Jessie Smiles' side with that. And how Gabby handled all that and still continues to talk about it is absolutely fucking disgusting. Now, just want to say that another big moment in Gabby's career when it comes to, it's light as hell out there today, when it comes to controversies is to do with her poetry books. So a creator called Rachel Oates made a review of Gabby's poetry books. And, Rachel reviews books anyways, a very intelligent creator. And Gabby was actually, speaking back and forth with Rachel and was excited for Rachel to review the book. Rachel reviews the book and obviously critiques it for being a fucking terrible book, but doesn't just say that, says it in a very intellectual way and a way that actually cares deeply about poetry. Gabbie Hanna ends up responding to Rachel Oates, and this is a years-long thing, where Gabbie Hanna brings this up again about this one creator reviewing her book and talks about it so often when she was online that even when Gabbie Hanna was invited to speak at Harvard, she literally, it was Harvard, right? Yeah. She literally brings up Rachel Oates and starts shit-talking her at her moment at Harvard. So this is something that really bothered Gabby and she would not let go of, which again, the public were not on her side as well. And Rachel also didn't do anything wrong. But it goes on because this is the first time that Gabby really, sent like hate trains towards people, and people were mass reporting Rachel, and this was all because of Gabby. Men only do that if they have to compensate for a small penis. Then we go on to Angelica Oles, the drama channel. So Angelica, had been making videos about the Rachel Oates, Gabbie Hanna situation and was speaking very positively about Rachel because obviously that was the correct take. Gabbie then starts attacking Angelica and goes on like a manic Instagram story rant about Angelica. Angelica responds, and basically to this day, Gabbie Hanna had made that like video calling Angelica Oles a huge bully, spreading misinformation, dangerous with her platform. This was a big back and forth with Angelica Oles and Gabbie Hanna. And again, it lasted a very, very, very long time. And then it brought in the Rachel Oates situation. And then Gabbie is fighting about that. Again, this pattern of years after things happen, she will continuously bring them up to fight, but then won't want to actually have the fight. Okay? So Gabbie has also been accused of coming after drama channels, commentary channels for literally just making videos talking about things that she's doing. She loves to go after a small channel as well and get her fans to rally behind them. She does have a big fan base still, or she has a passionate fan base still to this day. So while they aren't the biggest in the entire world, they're very, very, very defensive towards her. I guess she creates what she is. So that's also something to note. So in 2022, here's when Gabbie Hanna reached a breaking point, I would say, on social media. And this was kind of the end of Gabbie Hanna, the creator. In August of 2022, in literally one day, 24 hours or less, Gabbie had posted over 100 TikToks, and they were all ranging from normal to very not normal, and people were incredibly concerned for her. People were growing really, really, really scared of, was Gabbie Hanna a danger to herself? She was appearing very manic, she was appearing unstable, and, posting hundreds of TikToks. She was claiming that she's God, the second coming of Christ. And again, she was screaming, she was yelling out for God in the streets, she was yelling prayers, she was appearing very, very, very unstable. She also let a fan/stalker into her house who then walked around her house and she recorded them. And then the comments told her, Gabbie, kick him out. And then she kicked him out. Nick, I think was his name. I'm pretty sure he even tried to come after my YouTube channel when I made videos upon that. Very, very, very weird stuff. She was getting a lot of calls from the police. Very, very, very interesting time. This was definitely the end. The LAPD were performing wellness checks on her. And then in 2022, she definitely took a step back. And again, this was the end of Gabbie Hanna as we know her, right? But then in 2023, Gabbie came back and did a couple podcasts. And she also started leaning very religious with her content. She started posting a lot of scripture from the Bible. She started posting a lot of Jesus-y kind of TikToks. It's not the right word to use there. Christian TikToks, I guess. And she basically was talking about how, her social media was now a calling from God, all this stuff. She stepped away from social media, and a lot of people supported her, and a lot of people were calling her out for the way that she had been posting. And then Gabbie Hanna now, any updates we have on her now, was that actually at the start of last year, she became a Zumba and fitness instructor in Pennsylvania and was posting very low-key TikToks with, like, her family. She posted an apology video as like a final apology video, but like she didn't apologize to anyone in it. She just kind of like universally apologized to anyone that might be ever upset with her, which was kind of like a weird video to make. And she's seen, doing a lot of sports things now, like teaching classes or whatever. She's not really seen on social media anymore, other than I think the occasional like Patreon post. I'm pretty sure she's engaged as well. There's just a really interesting kind of rise, fall, disappearance of Gabbie Hanna. I think she's one of the most interesting creators I've ever observed. I think there's so many scandals, but one thing that's so different about Gabbie is she's one of the only creators that will remind you of her scandals to see if you change your mind on her. It's really interesting. Well, there we go. The rise and fall of Gabbie Hanna. Let me know your opinion. I would love to talk to you down below about this, and I'll see you later. Bye, my little monsters. I sound like Lady Gaga. I mean Gabbie Hanna. What if I'm the monster?